You were like, that's a way to shut me up. Go live. I mean, just press play.
Did you notice that we're in the same room? We're in the same room. Hello, everybody.
Oh!
We're in the same room.
We're in the same room. What she means is she and I are in the same room. I'm like,
you're like, who's in the same room?
who's in the same room? We're together.
Yes.
You guys, we're together. We're not on a split screen. I can touch her. She can touch me. Oh, look how cute we are.
So we've been traveling, and right now we're in Paris.
It's been hard.
Is this a dramatic moment right now? Are you trying to
hard?
He's trying to be relatable because this isn't it.
It's a lot. It's a lot to leave the country and go to Paris, where I'm not going to lie to you. Every man here is suave, and they are. It's not. I don't believe that it is a hyperbole. I think all these men want me.
They probably do.
Yeah, they do. But I'm saying I would do something about it if I wasn't old and married, because I think they are that cute. And I can't say that. I can't say that a lot of the times. You know how I feel about the new look in America?
Which one?
The tattoos, the beards,
I like it. I personally like it. I like the. I just.
The guys here in Paris.
It does something for me.
It does something for her, which is good. The guys here in Paris have beautiful hair.
Oh, yeah.
They all have longer hair. They don't have short hair. Well, some of them do, but they're slick too.
I like the look where you can your fingers are itching to run through it.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It's wavy and it's thick. I mean, it's beautiful. They're beautiful. Who'd you call that guy? Did you call him pretty or beautiful? Because they are.
Yeah,
in a good way.
I think I said both because
yeah.
He was his skin was so pretty, like
stunning,
like every woman would want.
Like
that
seriously,
skin.
Like these guys must be doing peels or something. And on top of that, they have like, even if they do have facial hair, it's like.
But you know what? I don't know what it is.
It's like I want to smell their French lavender. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what you're calling it, lavender?
By the way, we're off topic, but that's okay.
Okay, what else is new?
No, we're in Paris.
We're in Paris. Okay.
Where the men are men and the croissants are buttery.
I think you're saying it wrong. It's croissant.
Where the croissants have gusto.
Yeah.
Oh, and so does the coffee.
Oh my God, that and the butter, French butter. Oh my God.
And we figured out that if we freeze it and somehow we come home, we come up with some sort of insulation device, I can bring it back in my suitcase.
I think so. I think we need to buy some Ziplocs just in case somehow it melts and explodes.
Right.
Okay.
Because you know why? Because you can put it back in, like, even if it were to flatten, do I care?
No,
it's butter.
It's butter. It's motherfucking butter.
It's motherfucking butter. And I don't know what we're going to do about the wine, because the wines are, you guys, the wine is amazing here.
And
it really is.
They don't have the alcohol tax like they do in the United States. So it's actually cheaper, I think.
Way cheaper. It's like okay, I mean, I'm not going to get into total pricing, $5.50. But it is. It's like totally way cheaper. And I can mix and match. I'm doing Prosecco and
it's true.
Yeah, and Chardonnay and some shit I don't understand, and a Côte de Rhône and more Côte de Rhône, and
that's a Sicilian. Was that no? That was the French wine.
Oh no, we did the Sicilian wine too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
People, it's real. And while I might be, I personally don't know if I'm drunk or not. Everyone else does, but. I don't wake up. Have I been bad?
No, and I don't think I couldn't tell you were drunk.
Okay.
Were you drunk?
No.
Okay then.
Grasshopper said she noticed I was drinking.
Well, drinking and being drunk are two different things.
Okay. You would tell me right when I start
Because I can have a cocktail. I've had a cocktail, and someone was Maria was checking in on me because I did a shot of tequila.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
but
we did.
But I wasn't
doing
like a rear naked choke on
no,
anybody.
God, no. In fact, I honestly, Christel,
I should drink more.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should drink more. And we always talk about that I have Russian and Italian in me. I can drink most people under the table. And I thought you were keeping right up with me. Probably not, but
I was mixing, so I thought I would be drunk or anything, but no.
Best sleep though, my Samsung gave me an 80.
Oh, I didn't even check my sleep.
Yeah, I was passed out.
But I was I hadn't slept the first 4 days we were here.
Well, that's part of it. I think we got drunk
Monday,
and passed
Tuesday,
out and went to
Wednesday.
bed finally.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, 3 days I didn't sleep. Right.
Yeah.
I think I got a total of like 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
In the first 3 days. And it wasn't because I was jet lagged. It was more so just, plans running through my head. Plus all the buildup from the weeks leading up to this, with everything going on in our both our lives. It was just a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to like be here, get settled, and just start to enjoy the experience.
Yeah. You guys, this place is so bitchin'. You can see a little bit, right? Like the little clock. And it's so rustic. Like it's really vintage in here. Oh, okay?
It's just gorgeous. We just love it.
I mean, and when I say rustic, I mean like really like vintage, right? Like there's, which you can't see, there's like a little loft up there. There's tiny little steps everywhere. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think you can see it. Look at that. Oh, look at you. Look at you.
And then our girl Maria.
Hey, Maria.
You guys remember her from our dating episode, right?
Yeah. And did you get the tree trunk as a look at that. There's we have like tree trunks as beams, like like literally beams holding things up.
It's just a gorgeous place. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like yes, put it on.
No, you go ahead. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're in Paris. It's beautiful. The food is here. But here's the deal. This is what we want to talk about. We want to talk about, this is a really big deal. Okay. It's a new experience. And so what we want to talk about is how comfortable are we with new experiences? How do we handle new experiences? And are we holding ourselves back because we're afraid to deal with the unknown?
Are we afraid, or we just have these default mechanisms when we go into new experiences? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Because sometimes there's situations where we self-insulate, or we put these walls up, or we're just super guarded walking into a situation. And understandably so. I'm one to do that too. It's hard for me to separate that little girl, immigrant walking in as a first grader into a new school, new environment, and to a whole community that did not look like me. So, those are just default reactions and triggers that you put yourself into. But how do you handle that? What do you do? Well, I mean, give me an example of...
Well, there's a couple things. Okay. You know how I do it, but I'll tell them.
Yeah, I don't know if they know.
They don't know. Okay, so here's what I do. So let's not be cliche here, but I'm going to be. You've heard the story, bravery isn't doing something that's scary. Bravery isn't doing something without fear, right? Bravery is doing it anyway, right? When you're afraid. So, I'm going on a plane. I'm going across the pond. I'm going into an airport that I've never been before. I'm going alone. The flying and all that doesn't really bother me. But it is scary to go into, no matter how much you prepare, to go into a foreign country, especially when and literally I got off the plane and I was like, they're like, bonjour. Well, actually, nobody says that in the airport. Everybody's like trying not to make eye contact, right? So it's scary. It's scary because it's like, oh my God, I'm afraid to leave this door. What if I can't get back in? Because you don't know their customs, right? It's scary because everybody tells you the bad, right? Because they're trying to save you. Oh my God, don't talk to this person and don't do this and don't let them, And the thing is that so what I do is, in that situation, I really slow down. That's what I do. At home, I may be and multitasking. I do not multitask here at all. I'm very hyper focused to a fault, which we'll talk about later about what that's like for other people around you. But I think that's how I personally, in a situation like that, I slow down and take my time with my nasty resting bitch face. Yeah.
Do you have a nasty? I have one because
I have a nasty.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think I do.
Okay.
Also, I walk with sharp objects like this. Like, fucking try it. I know where I'm going. That's the other thing. Wherever I'm walking, whether I know it or I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I pretend like I do. Oh yes, I meant to go in a circle 7 times.
I meant to circle all the terminals.
Yes. Don't fuck with me. Anyway, how do you deal with it?
This is something new because I used to get really tense and lash out at people. I'd be completely stressed and blah blah at people. So now, I do the same thing as you, especially traveling. I slow down. This isn't super new to me, but I've traveled enough to know this is where you just assess things, slow down and assess. I think that helps me and it keeps me, I'm not in such a rush. I pad everything. So if I say that I'm going to land at so-and-so, pick me up in an hour, I'm not worried about the whole, I have to hurry up and get there and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I don't set myself on time limits.
Right.
That's number one because that's very stressful. Because these are things that aren't in your control.
Right.
You don't know what customs is going to be like.
Right.
You don't know.
We found that out.
Yeah, everyone's experience is different. And then, and don't compare yourself because that's the other thing. When you say where you're going, people will say oh, this was my experience. You didn't experience that? And it's like.
No, I didn't. Back it off. Back it down.
Back it down, bitch. Yeah. So those are things that I do and that I've learned to do because it's not fun for anyone around me and it's not fun for me, especially older now, you can feel your heart rate and dude, I start sweating profusely because you're just so that adrenaline flows through your body and it's ooh, what's going on there? It doesn't help with, and it doesn't mix well with menopause.
Yeah. I actually on the plane told myself several times because Joanne, we've talked about Joanne from our girl from Joe Essentially, and she's like, you got to put things in the universe, blah 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 blah, and she actually does. Here's me, we laugh. I'm texting her, I'm like, and she goes, okay, it's nice that you're texting me that, but I'm not the universe. So when I was on the plane, literally everybody is watching, I don't know what the hell they're doing on the plane, but I was had my eyes closed and I was literally saying things I want to speak my truth and keep my calm. Speak my truth and keep my calm.
I like that mantra.
Isn't that nice? I lost it yesterday, but I'm reining it back in.
When did you lose it?
When we were sitting here over I can't even.
I was losing it?
Yeah, you didn't think that was losing it?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to put me in a carded thingy and take me away.
No.
Oh.
That wasn't losing it. Losing it would be throwing yourself in fetal position and just.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm good then.
Yeah. If that's your version of losing it, God, I need to lose it like that more often.
Oh God. Well, thank you, but that was my version of losing it.
Okay.
Anyway, so
what's your version? I'm
really?
I'm totally That's
why I apologized. Are you thinking about the same thing I am?
When we were sitting right here last night?
Yeah.
No, really? That was losing it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even think you were. I think you were stressed, but I didn't think. Yeah, but I didn't think you were losing it. I thought you were just stressed.
Oh.
And then I'm like, okay.
Oh. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better. But having lived in if you're listening from Pittsburgh, you get this. You're not allowed to have any emotion in Pittsburgh, like one way or another. Everybody's like, like
Okay.
Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, but I mean, okay, you're not allowed to have any emotion, but I think, yeah, we'd have different experiences like that. So that is not losing it. I've seen people lose their shit. Like,
well, I think you've seen me lose my shit.
I still think that was not losing your shit.
Okay.
No, wait. But that was low blood sugar. Remember that one time, one of your last nights? That what I would equate with, like, not losing your shit, but like, okay, I need to do an intervention. I need to get food in you.
When was that one?
That was your last night in California before you left, and I took you out.
Yes.
Oh no, it wasn't was it your last night? No, you were supposed to go on a date with someone.
Oh, and he fucked me over as usual.
Yeah, and and this was something we had talked about. You were supposed to eat, you didn't eat, and you worked yourself into a frenzy.
Yep.
Because of the low blood sugar and all that stuff, and then him doing that was just, it was not a good combination.
That's
that was a
right.
catalyst for.
That was a trigger.
Mm-hmm. Seriously. Okay, we just worked that through.
Okay. we had a moment and we went somewhere. Mm-hmm. We made breakthrough. Okay, so back to this.
Oh, are we reeling it? We're reeling it back.
Okay, we're reeling
in.
it back.
Okay. So self-inventory.
Okay, so yeah, so the check-in. So okay, so let's talk about that. So that was just traveling, slowing down, things like that. Okay. Mm-hmm. What is another one? Okay, we want to bring this up because we are in with a group of women in small quarters, and everyone knows the stereotype. Don't put a bunch of women together. We're fine.
Yeah,
we're fine.
I think 14 women is a lot.
It's excessive,
but I don't know if it's excessive. Excessive, I think, would be like the dorms.
Yeah.
In college. This is more like a whole bunch, not a whole bunch of women, but 14 women that each have careers, have raised kids, have established themselves in the community one way or another, and are getting together to experience something new.
Yeah.
They've done their time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're out here, A, with a new experience, B, making friends, and C, just to fulfill a dream that they've had forever. It would be going to Paris.
Yeah.
So you would think that it would be a disaster, like what people are saying. Mm-hmm. But as I think what we did too is we prefaced the situation with a few Zoom meetings leading up to it. Mm-hmm. We've had constant communication with these gals. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's the sleep deprivation and the food.
That's a thing.
Sleep deprivation, food, not in a timely manner. What can also set off triggers. But for the most part, I think it's just been a really healthy mix of girls.
And here's the other thing. These are women that are coming from, again, California, Pennsylvania, right?
Arizona.
I know I keep leaving poor Teresa out.
And Washington.
And Washington.
Washington. No, it's on the East Coast, but it's like.
Oh, yeah.
Virginia.
It's like, yeah, but it's in the D.C. area.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say D.C. area. Do you realize that, you guys? And on top of that, most of them don't know each other. Mm-hmm. They have agreed. It's kind of like, what is that show? They've agreed, the Fishbowl or whatever it is, to like come in. And Big Brother. Mm-hmm. Big Brother. It's Big Brother. Anyway.
We asked Maria on all current events.
Maria's like doing something, and then we're like,
what is that?
Maria's like, okay. So anyway, so you guys, and so in European space, right? Because the European space is much tighter than we are used to in the States. Mm-hmm. And they're doing it. And there's personalities, there's so many personalities, and there's so many different experiences, and there's different ages here, And so like, how do you deal with that? How do you go into for the most part, an entirely new group of people, sleep, eat, make nice, and still be you and have a great experience?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. How do you do it? I have learned that most of this stuff isn't intentional. It's
Right.
just their coping mechanism.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, and at the moment, but if it's a continuous thing and it's
Right.
something deliberate, yes, then there's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like there's like different coping mechanisms, but
Mm-hmm.
everyone seems to allow forgiveness for those situations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And do you feel like, so for me, it's a little different for us right now because we're like, we've initiated it, right? Like, okay. For me, if I were to go into that situation, by the way, it would be more, I know me, I would lay back, I know that you're going to be surprised at this. I would lay back a little bit. Just to kind of, I know. Well, not, my laid back and your laid back are different.
Yeah.
My laid back is like, hey, what are you doing?
And let them talk.
Right? Instead of, telling them what they're going to be doing. So I could get a feel for everyone's, right? But at the end of the day, you're trying to be accommodating in the sense that you don't want to, right? Like, come on, you don't want to take the bathroom when somebody else needs to go. You want to help put your stuff away. You want to be, it's a give and take, right? You don't want to be that gross person. On the other hand, you still, no worries. You still need to get the experience, right? You don't want to give up your experience to make other people happy. But on the same hand, you want to be flexible enough, especially when you have like preconceived notions, right? Like, how many times do you have like an idea in your head of what something's going to be like, and then you get into that situation and it isn't, right?
All the time. So I think for my situation, mine is always keeping an open mind or setting the ball really low.
I know.
The bar really low.
They tell you not to do that, by the way, but I do the same thing.
Just so you're pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
And then the other one I would say is, what do I do? It'll come to me. It just totally blanked out.
We're busy here. So I would say for me too, I do that as well. I go in. And being a fitness coach is and it's no different. Being a parent is no different. And anybody that's in a job that's very kind of, that's moving with multiple, balls in the air, you always have a plan going in somewhere, and it never goes according to plan, but it goes the way it's supposed to go, right?
Yes and no. I mean, there's certain things that need to be in place, and then leave some options open. You can't control reactions, but you can control the options. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
But my other coping mechanism first is like I think you were saying that you kind of go in and you kind of lay back. I'm always trying to read the room, and that's easy.
Yeah, I do that too.
And that's kind of easy for me being the introvert.
Right.
So I'm letting everyone speak. I'll ask questions here and there, but I'm really trying to see how everyone is going to, like, how the story's going to unfold. So different approaches, but pretty much the same result.
It is. Because you're not going in guns blazing expecting everybody to accommodate to you, right? Like you're going in going, okay, so this is, and where do I fit in, and how do I fit in, and how do I, but then being open, I think we talked about that too, because it's big. So what happens then if you do have this idea in your head of something, how something's going to go? Who's the guy with the curly hair? Bob Ross. He's an artist. Yeah. And
He's still alive?
No, he's gone. Okay. He's gone. So everything he does is called happy accidents. If he screws it up, he doesn't panic, because then he just makes something better around it, right? So I've found, once I've adopted that attitude too, oh, well, it's a happy accident. Even if you get lost and you take people very far away when there's fun.
It's okay. It's okay. It was a happy accident.
It was a happy accident. Mind you, the people that are following me 6 miles, yeah, it's real happy. Can you see it on my face? I'm happy.
Yeah, but I mean, you turned it into a positive, and I think that's the thing too. Do you start cussing? Do you start swearing and like taking it out of everyone, or do you okay, let's see how can we fix this, or how can we turn this into something? So there's a difference, right?
Right.
And then
But then it also, so that's the outward, right? That's how you're handling it outwardly. But at the same hand, I try really hard, and I don't always do it, so don't get excited. And I've had to work against me. Yeah.
Don't get excited. Don't get excited about Heather.
Don't get excited. But I really do try and be open to whatever is in front of me, whether it's different food or different people or different atmosphere or different opinions. Oh, yeah.
Different experience they had at the same place that you know what I mean? Like
yes.
I didn't see it that way.
Yes. But it doesn't mean it's not okay.
Or that it's not valid.
Right.
You guys just had two different experiences.
Right. So we wanted to talk about that because we've been so impressed with our own experiences, how, and again, same thing with coming into a different country. That's something. Let's talk about that for something. Like everybody has this opinion maybe that the French are rude. And yet we Americans have a bad reputation for being, what are we? Angry or... what are we? We're bad Americans. I can't remember what we are.
We just take up a lot of space.
We do. But anyway, but oblivious Americans, whatever it is we are. Arrogant.
Well, I mean, they say that about French too.
Yeah.
So I think it's more so like, we are not, I think they think that we're not respectful, that we take up all the space and without being considerate.
Yes. And here's the deal. Again, it's a culture clash, and I can see it because you can see it in their eyes, right? A lot of times too, when we get flustered and things, I mean, us Americans, we're so you're so hyper focused and you're doing this and you're doing that. And before you know it, you're standing out in the middle of a bike lane and the bikers are coming and they're going to run you over. That happens, okay? Or
what?
You
bike lane,
or perhaps maybe you're sitting there at a little tiny cafe and everybody's squished over here, but you don't know that because you're an American. You're just trying to get everybody's way, and before you know it, somebody comes and they move your chair for you. Or perhaps you take a step out of a whatever the hell that is, the door from the exit to the beautiful restaurant that you were thanking everybody like this and not looking, and then you miss this step but you have fallen before, so you were in a self-preservation mode. So you put your hands out like this to save you, and a very beautiful young French lady's boobies breaks your fall. It happens. Does that mean I'm an arrogant, disgusting American? Do I get that status now?
Yes, we do. Thank you for representing us.
Right. You're welcome, America. I'm here. You're welcome, America. Don't you worry. I'm here to make things right for us.
And bridge that gap.
I'm bringing us together. No, but what I'm trying to say is, right, like, so when somebody acts a certain way or says something or whatever, to label them forever and be like, right? This is you, stamp it, done. No, we have to,
You need to, stop being yourself for every goof, gaff, mistake you make.
Are you talking to me, like, specifically?
I'm just saying in general. Like, everyone thinks they're supposed to present this perfect image and be on their best foot forward all the time. That just doesn't happen.
No.
I mean, A, meltdowns, B, like, stressful situations. A million things coming at you all the time.
Yeah, that's a thing. I notice that I get real.
Yeah, all of us do.
Yeah.
Everyone says pivot. Yes, we can do that to a certain degree, but we're not always going to be smiling and graceful about it. Sometimes it's just like, oh, what the fuck now? You know what I mean?
Right. And that's okay, by the way.
And then take deep breath, regroup. Sometimes the regroup takes 2 days or 2 months.
Right.
But it eventually happens.
Right.
And when you can learn from it and figure out your way out.
Right. I agree.
But that's the thing, is being able to recognize or take that self-inventory. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And what is your reaction? How does that play into the situation,
Right.
into the experience, and how is it affecting others? And we're not saying that you have to bend every single time to take care of others, but how are you contributing to the situation? So, I mean, I think before any new experience, take a self-inventory, take take stock, and take a look at the stock that you have and figure out how, especially when you're going to be traveling with people. And I think it isn't because, oh, they're the best of friends and they never have any discount. We all like see things differently. I think what the unique thing about us is that we appreciate each other's experience.
Yes.
Rather than going, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
And not because, we're not going to get political at all, by the way. But that is I think that's been a problem with all of us for a very long time, where if you don't agree with somebody's opinion, then you're just going to go find somebody that does. But you don't have to always agree to be buddies. You just don't.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too is we acknowledge that was your experience, but then I'm like, well, therefore I'm not going to like it either.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You got to throw that out. Right?
Exactly.
My red wine isn't your red wine.
True, but we
But
do like
actually
the same
we
wine.
do.
What? The bottle's gone already?
Boy, that was terrible.
Waiter, can we have another? And what the nice thing too is that we don't have to drive anywhere here. Oh, it's nice.
I can see. Yeah.
I think that's maybe why people aren't so tired and exhausted here.
And you're outside all the time. Rain, snow. We haven't been. Does it snow?
I've seen it snow.
Okay.
In Paris. Yeah.
Okay. But like rain, shine, not shine, cold, warm. Everybody keeps saying, what's the weather today? I'm like, it's going to be every weather condition all day. You will be sweating. You will be freezing.
You're in menopause. You're going to experience all of it.
There's that too. There's that too.
It doesn't matter what temperature is outside. You're still in menopause.
Yeah. That's going to happen. All right.
So those are help tips for traveling. Check in next time. I think we'll do a live. I think maybe when we get to Italy. What do you think?
Oh, should we go live in Italy?
I think so. We can.
I like that.
We'll if we remember, Maria, will you remind us? We'll do an announcement. Well, actually, Maria will just do it for us.
Yeah, because And that's another thing
She's
too.
a young gal teaching us the internet.
Yes, she is. She's very savvy. The other thing too is that mistakes happen. I just want to say that, put that out. How do you handle yourself when somebody else makes a mistake or you make a mistake? Do you like fall apart and then lose your shit? Because mistakes are gonna happen. That's another thing. I think that if people started thinking about when they have their plan or whatever, knowing that, and that's a stage thing that we were always taught. Right? Never assume that you're going to remember your lines. Never assume that you're going to remember your spot. Never assume that this thing's going to go down the way it is. Assume it won't, and how are you going to rebound from that?
Okay.
Right? And I think
I like that.
Yeah, I think if you assume things are not going to go perfectly, I think you're more prepared.
Okay.
And I don't think that's negative. I think that's just being...
That's not, I think we were saying setting the bar low. I think that's more so keeping an open mind.
Yeah.
Because there is a difference.
Yeah. By the way, that watch band is so cute.
Isn't that cute?
I know,
Amazon.
right?
Amazon.
So cute. Oh, okay.
Squirrel.
Squirrel! I haven't seen any squirrels here. Oh, you should see all the dogs here. Okay, we have to wrap up.
Yeah.
We love you. We have to go drink wine.
Okay. So take that into consideration. Next time you're ready to walk into a new experience, travel, what else? Or just even when you are wanting to make new friends. I think that is an important...
yeah. You need to be open-minded.
Take that into stock. Figure out, do that self-inventory. And...
how am I coming off in this situation? This person said X, Y, and Z, and I'm annoyed. But what am I bringing in here? Like, what is my baggage? What is my face? What is my concerns? And and what am I putting out to the universe? My resting bitch face.
I'm like, I have a built-in one, so I'm like, okay, I'll look at it again.
I know, right? But well, we all do. But I'm just saying, right? Like, it's them, it's them, it's them, it's them. Well, it's not always them.
Sometimes it's
me.
or the reaction of us together, the chemistry. Mm-hmm. But anyways,
okay, all right, we have to go. We have to drink wine
and eat lunch.
Eat lunch, and I want to go stare at the cute men.
And we had to do this preventative thing about low blood sugar and.
She has to get me. You don't want.
Crankiness.
You don't want to see me hungry. Yeah. Don't make me hungry. See you in.
Oh, Venice.